Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bravo Tea with a Stay-at-Home Mom. I'm Erica, and I'm ready to talk all things Bravo. Welcome back, everybody, and with this recap, I am joined by a very special guest, my husband, Mike.
Hello, guys.
He has come back to recap Vanderpump Rules and The Valley. Yes, I make him watch all these crazy shows with me, but deep down inside, you like it.
Yes, I do.
So we have the girls spending the night at my parents' house. We're going to go to dinner tonight. We have a little mom and dad night out. So we thought we'd start with this. Cheers.
Cheers. Love you.
Love you. So it's a little happy hour before we go out to discuss some trash TV. I love it. I was like worried I wouldn't like The Valley, but I feel like we like it because we relate a lot to it because we're parents and have young kids. So it's kind of fun to watch them. What do you think?
I like it too. I've always liked Jax. I mean, like he's kind of a douche, but he's funny at the same time.
Yeah, no, he's good
He brings
TV.
it. He brings it.
Yeah, him and Kristen definitely bring it. So
Mhm.
we'll recap Vanderpump first, though, and then we'll do the Valley. But we see Katie working out with Lala and Allie in the park, and she's so funny. She's like, I don't know why people say they get endorphins from this and like enjoy this. Like they have no joy in life.
Well, she looks good, and if she hates to work out, she's definitely getting Ozempic or something. That's what I think.
Katie?
Yep.
Really?
I think she lost a lot of weight,
Yeah, but she doesn't look weird thin.
but she doesn't work out. How's she gonna lose weight?
Well, I feel like just because where they live, they do a lot of walking.
She drinks a lot of wine. Looks like.
Yeah. But I feel like out there, or like if you live in New York, you're not even maybe necessarily working out, but you're burning calories by all the walking. And you could tell she's social and like goes out and whatnot. But that was funny that she's like, I don't know why people enjoy this, which I can't really relate to because I love to work out and I do get those endorphins when I work out. But Lala was just telling them that she's going to have that water sommelier come for the water tasting. And remember that Zac Efron show we watched
Mm-hmm.
and he tasted like water? I swear that he tasted some of the same water.
Definitely.
That Netflix show that he like adventured all around the world. So I thought it was kind of interesting they did it because Lala and James are sober and Tom Sandoval is sober like for the moment. And I feel like Schwartz is like, oh, I'll be sober for like a week and then I'll go on like an alcohol bender and then be sober. That was weird.
Well, the best part about the water taste test was right after Katie's like, let's go in the kitchen and drink some wine.
I know. She's like, I'm over this.
Could drink some wine.
I know, that was funny. But before they go to the water tasting, when Anne, Tom's assistant, was interviewing with Ariana, how do you feel about that? Do you think she is like poaching her or do you think she is like miserable with Tom?
I think she is just trying to get under Tom's skin, and that's a good way to do it.
Really? So
Like
you
when you saw Tom in the second floor listening in, I would have fired her right there if I'm paying her.
so
I would have walked downstairs and said, "You're fired."
but then that'll make him look bad.
I don't care.
I know, but I feel like he is all about like what makes him look bad. So he waited like a week to fire Anne because we watched, to jump ahead, we watched the unedited, uncensored Peacock version today, which just hits different when they do all the cursing. You're like, whoa, you really get like when we watched the reunion last year like that, I was like, whoa. But
Plus, they left some good scenes out.
I know there was so many. Like, Bravo, we're fine if the show's an hour and a half. I don't care. Leave those scenes in because they were like important scenes. Anne got her own confessional. And then later in the episode, Tom is like, oh, no, I didn't fire her. And then they show him having dinner with Kyle Chan and Tom Schwartz. And he's like, oh, yeah, this other guy, I forget his name. He's like, oh, Craig. Craig's going to be my new assistant. So, like, he already knows he's going to fire Anne. He just didn't want to do it right away because then that would be one more bad
I'm just
thing.
telling you what I would have done.
I know, but it's like,
if I'm paying somebody per week or probably a lot of money to pretty much have an easy job and they're talking behind my back, they're done.
Yeah, but do you think it's easy? She reveals to Ariana she's picking up his undies and socks.
Nah, I probably wouldn't do that.
And then I think he just needs like a cleaning
lady. She should quit then.
I know. Well, I feel like she wants to. They shouldn't have done the interview in the house, but this is where it brings us to. This is TV, and they got to be a little dramatic. But Ariana said that she is just asking Anne for assistance to have an assistant. But she, in my mind, is the type that needs an assistant because she is booking jobs and she's doing stuff like that. Whereas Tom has his band manager, so he takes care of all the band stuff. And then he has like a PR person. So it's like, why do you need an assistant to like
Well,
clean the
the
house?
funny thing is Peacock version when they were talking about he has like an HR department.
Oh my
That
God,
was
I know.
funny.
He's like, no, I have to go through like HR. And it's like, you are HR. Like, what an idiot. He's just a toolbox.
So you guys got to watch the Peacock version.
Yeah, it is good when they can leave the curse words in because we'll get to it later. But like when they got
An
into
extra
all the
scene.
fights, yeah, and the extra scenes, I never knew that. So yeah, Anne had her extra scenes, but we find out that Anne is like picking up his underwear and socks. So that would definitely be against the HR department. That would be complaints.
I don't even know if he's telling her to do that. Maybe she's just doing it. I don't know.
And then he's like sending her to buy batteries. Remember that was a thing last year.
Washing his car, right?
Yeah, going through the car wash. Like, it's like, whatever, but, like, those are all things that, like, just I don't know. Someone's cleaning the house, just get a maid to do your laundry and clean the house, like, so goofy. And I'm sorry, you're not that busy that you can't go through the drive-through. He's probably getting a manicure, though.
She was like, I'll use his credit card to get like fast food.
Yeah. Justice for Anne. We love Anne.
She's got a big smile. I know that.
I know, she is funny. But then we see Schwartzy going over to Shishi and Brock's house, and he's like, I hate my life. I want to be a dad and I
He's
want a
getting
kid.
old. What's he, 40 something?
Like 41. And he's doing the math, and he's like, if I have a kid like now, I'll be like 60 when they're in high school, and I hope to be a DILF. I feel like he'll be a fun dad, but he's just still like kind of immature that he needs to get a wife first.
Yeah.
And like we saw how that kind of fell out with him and Katie. Like it's because he was choosing his friend Tom Sandoval over his marriage, which is not acceptable. And then he's just staying out late and like not being a husband. So he needs to do those to then have a kid.
Who, Schwartzy?
Yeah.
Well, it was funny when they were on the beach and he said, yeah, we've been together. We were married for 12,000 days and I messed up 3 or something like that.
Yeah. So I
He
basically
said,
cheated.
so I did pretty good.
I basically cheated on you like 1% of the relationship. So it's like, okay. But Sheena is getting in the cold plunge, which I can relate because I've been doing the cold plunge and I feel a big difference. I feel like it'd be better to do it outside in the heat. I do it inside at our gym, so like it's not burning hot. I'm not on the
I'm pro
outdoors.
steam sauna, so
I like that too. But the cold plunge, I will say, if anyone's having like chronic back pain or anything, get in that
I
cold
think the
plunge.
sauna helps me more.
But the cold is good. I'll even do like a cold, like last minute in the shower. I turn it all the way down freezing like a nut job and I like get it cold. It's good for your hair too. Anti-frizz for the coldness. But they're just bringing up the Max and Katie thing. And Schwartz is like, she's so hypocritical because she told me not to dip my toe into the friend group. And here she is having sex with my best friend. I don't know what's more like caught off guard that like Katie did that or that he's referring to Max as his best friend. I'm like, are you?
Hmm.
That was weird because he's not the manager anymore at Tom Tom. He's not on the show anymore. And I never really see him on his social media. So it was like news
Well,
to
we
me.
don't know what happens behind the scenes, so maybe they're close. I don't know. I thought Sandoval was his best friend, but who knows?
I mean, definitely he is, which he should think about replacing him as his best friend. But do you think it is hypocritical? Katie was like, when we get divorced, just don't go in the friend group, which he already kind of did with Raquel.
Oh, so they were already divorced for that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that was just a kiss, right?
Yeah. But like, so do you think it's wrong she did this?
Definitely.
Because later
It was her rule.
I know, but I think she went against her rule because he's not following it. So she's like, screw it. I won't follow it either.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Katie and Ariana are very, very bitter. It's like when Ariana was at the bar talking to Tom's young girlfriend. Don't do that.
I know. That was a little.
It's like a C block.
I know. But I feel like it's like we're like girl, like trying to warn you.
I feel like, how long has it been since they got divorced?
Katie and Tom?
No.
Oh, Ariana and Tom? So when they're filming right now, it's only like 3 months post Scandal. That's like
so
fresh.
She's still fresh bitter.
Yeah, fresh bitter.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, though, she could be bitter
Because I feel
forever.
like Tom is made a lot of amends because he got the canceled and Ariana, I think, was getting some sympathy money because, like they didn't even open that sub shop for years and they were selling all that merch probably because of sympathy buys and stuff.
So apparently they're going to open soon. I think they've been
Yeah, but
postponed.
still, she just bought that house. How much was that house? 1.7.
Yeah,
So
but
she's
1.6.
making some money besides VPR.
Yeah, but in good faith, like I think it's fine. She got all the brand deals, and I don't really like Lala kind of not siding with her because you know what, girl, you've been reaping the benefits with her on that. I'm surprised because she said she's like a girl's girl, and I'm confused by her stance right now, especially because of all the crap she went through with Randall.
I think she's like, I think it's best for both of you just to like kind of like make up and move on. You know what I mean? Like every time they're together, she's like freaking out on him, and he's like being cool.
Yeah, but the other thing that I don't like that Lala has said, she needs to just move out just like I did. Well, it was easy for Lala to move out. You know why? That was Randall's house. So of course she left. Why would she stay there?
Yeah.
And of course she can then go pay for an apartment because she doesn't have to pay for a mortgage in a house. Whereas Ariana, first of all, like she says, I didn't break the home. Why should I leave? And also, she's like flying all over the place doing these things. So why would she A, move out when she wasn't in the wrong? B, pay for the mortgage in the house and pay for an apartment and she's not even there.
Yeah. So is it public record what Randall paid her for like alimony and child support?
Well, her and Randall never got married, thank God, because of COVID. So they were engaged.
So no alimony.
No alimony, and I don't know about child support. She keeps all that. She doesn't talk about that, which I do like because
Well,
legally
she
you
sounds
really
like she's
shouldn't.
pretty busy even off the show, so she's probably doing pretty good.
Yeah, I just don't kind of like that she's like all of a sudden kind of siding with Tom or like shitting on Ariana a little bit
I
when
think she's
she
pretty
never liked
neutral though. I
Tom.
think she's
No,
pretty neutral.
no, but see, I listened to her podcast today
Oh, I don't listen to
and she
her
got in a fight with Ariana when they filmed the reunion.
podcast. Okay.
And she never liked Tom. So she said on her podcast today that I listened to, she had Heather McDonald on. You know what that is. She has Juicy Scoop podcasts. And I feel like if you saw a picture of her, you'd recognize her. And she's funny. But they're friends, but she was very she's friends with Ariana too. So she was very diplomatic when she was talking to Lala. Like she's like, I'm not gonna come on your podcast and just side with you. But Lala was saying, like, you know, Ariana is saying Tom is like a misogynist, but whenever he would yell at me, she never defended me. And it's like, okay, so you're basically admitting he has put you down before. You've never been friends before. So why would you even want to side with him at all?
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's a little weird. And like, how about we invite Randall to hang out with everyone tomorrow? Are you going to be okay with it? Like,
Yeah. No, I get your point.
and I think it's because Tom shows up to these things and says something and it just like
Triggers
explodes.
her. Triggers her.
Yes. So I
But
think
hold on,
that's
we got to get back to Schwartz talking about Katie and stuff. The best part of that scene was when Tom was making a joke about
oh
him
no,
and
we didn't
Kate.
get to that yet.
Okay.
The water tasting, but that's what we will get to. So they go to the water tasting and they have to have it at James and Allie's house because Lala just has an apartment. She doesn't have the cutesy little backyard. And James is like, oh no, I've seen this water sommelier on like the news. And when he says the news, I feel like he means like social media. Like I never, or maybe he saw him on the Netflix thing with Zac Efron. Like I don't think it was this guy that was on it, but they definitely tasted that expensive bottle of water. They had $1,000 bottle of water.
I don't believe that.
Right? That was wild.
Unless the show paid him for his time and material.
Yeah, and I mean, like, let's be real. Like, this guy wants to come on here because you know how many people will then call him to do things like this that have money?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, rich people like weird stuff like that. And I think this is kind of cool because they're sober, so it's cool. But like Katie was so funny. She's like, it's water. This
Yeah.
is water.
Let's go in the kitchen and get some wine.
Yeah. The only thing I can say though is some bottled water does taste different. Like Dasani bottled water is garbage. I possibly would only drink that if that was
I
the
can't
last
drink
thing.
Dasani.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Poland Spring, the spring water is pretty good for the price.
Yeah. And we get the alkaline, shout out Costco, Kirkland brand alkaline water.
Yeah, that's good too.
That's good.
Do they have smaller bottles in that?
No, It's
Yeah,
just
they're
that.
huge bottles.
I know they're big bottles, but it's alkaline water is the best water to drink.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't digging when he shook up that one water and it was like, he's like,
Milk.
this turns into milk. And I'm like, no thanks.
Katie was like, tastes like water.
Yeah. And then Sheena was funny. She's like, this is not from the tap, which, yeah, tap water is nasty as well. Like, we've gotten to the age where we will say, like, we don't order tap water. Tonight, when we go out to dinner, we will get a bottle of either still or sparkling water. I feel like we like
I like
Pellegrino.
I like flat water.
Yeah, Aquapana is good, like for flat
I
water.
like the spring flat.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like Voss water, that's good enough. I don't need that $1,000 bottle with the like bejeweled Taylor Swift bejeweled diamonds on
Even
it.
if I was a billionaire, I probably wouldn't order $1,000 bottle of water.
I know, because you know what they should have done? This is going to lead us to our next debate. Instead of buying that $1,000 bottle of water, order better pizza than Pizza
Oh my
Hut.
God.
What was
no
that?
shout out to Pizza Hut.
No shout out. Like, and then James claimed in an uncut scene where he went to dinner with like Allie, his mom, and Lisa, which I wish they left in. He said, Lala had the party at my house and she made me order this pizza and pay $150. Why'd you spend $150 on Pizza Hut, James? And why wasn't Bravo paying for that nasty pizza?
And I'll tell you what, I probably made my first pizza at 11 years old in my dad's restaurant, and that pizza's nasty.
Yeah.
That's like ketchup with like fake cheese.
Like Domino's, I think would be better.
Frozen.
Even though Domino's is
crust.
no good. And I mean, it's just funny because they've all kind of like made it at this point. Like they're sitting in James and Allie's new house, which was like 1.3 million for that little house, which is crazy. And like Lala is like coming in a Louis Vuitton purse and like everyone's skin is on fleek because you could tell they get facials probably like every week and everyone's like has money. You could just tell they're all glowed up and they're eating this cheap, nasty pizza.
Yeah. And it was weird because even my wife pointed out the middle of the box was blurred out, but there was a Pizza Hut sign on the corner that you could see easily.
Yeah, because sometimes on these shows they will blur things out or take the
Probably if they
label
don't
off.
pay 'em, you know?
Right. Or take the
because
label
the big
off.
Coke bottles were there, like
Pepsi.
right in your face. Or
Yeah,
Pepsi.
Pepsi. Yeah. Which I guess that was part of the 150 getting those. No one opened them. Like no one's buying these. Like that's what you get at like a kid's birthday party, the Pizza Hut and the liters of like
Right.
soda. Like no one wants that. But yeah, I was just so caught off guard by the nasty ass pizza. I was like, that's a no. Oh, and I forgot to say it was funny.
And they were
Lala.
eating it like it was the best pizza in the world.
Oh, I know. Lala had texted everyone before they got there, and she's like, if you want to mix anything with the water,
that
it's
was funny.
BYOB. And I was like, ew, that's a little weird to mix with water. But Sheena like brought it back to, I feel like my college days, like showed up with like pink lemonade flavored Smirnoff. And I'm like,
She's like, it's great with the seltzer.
yeah, it's so good with sparkling water. And I'm like, I feel like Sheena is a bottle of pink lemonade Smirnoff though. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know. She's like later she had a Capri Sun. Like I just feel like she
still
is.
acts like she's in high school.
Yeah, like she's just like a lollipop. I don't know, like a piece of candy. I feel like she likes all that sugary, weird, sweet stuff. Like, whereas I
She's
don't.
pretty thin too.
Yeah, no, but I don't like the like sweet flavored.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get in to what we all hoped wouldn't happen, but it's inevitable because Tom and Ariana are in this closed quarter space together. And Ariana is telling everyone while Tom is walking by that he went into her room to fix something with the air conditioner. And then this is the part that I don't understand. He should have texted her and been like, I need to go in your room because I need to fix something with the
they're
air.
doing something to piss each other off.
No, but I understand, like, if it's for maintenance of the house, like, yes, text me and be like, I need to go in your room. And I would be like, fine. It's the well-being of the whole house. I want air conditioning. But I don't understand. He let the dog in, Maya, and then closed the door. Didn't you notice the dog was in there? And then it takes a turn for the worse. She got into Ariana's food leftovers in her nightstand. Now, you can attest to this. I have like OCD. There is no damn food upstairs in our house, let alone leftovers.
Even if there was, throw it away.
Yeah, throw it away. So it's like not her fault because he shouldn't have carelessly locked the dog in there
because the AC was broken.
No.
She had like a fan.
She like followed him as dogs do, and then he shut her in there. But it's like, didn't you notice she was in there? And then if you're in the house the rest of the day, don't you notice the dog isn't downstairs?
Yeah.
Like, so definitely his fault. I can't fault her for leaving like food and takeout on the nightstand because I don't like that. Like Lala was like, why is that on your nightstand? Like, throw it away. Like you did a trash bag commercial, throw your trash out. That was kind of funny, but no,
don't call him a dog murderer.
no, yeah. So then she takes it to the level and says, the dog murderer, because I had to bring her to the vet and pay $6,000 because she ate like wooden skewers that the chicken was on. But also, may I just say, not siding with, oh, it's her fault because she left the food, but why are you leaving chicken skewers in your room? It's not going to be good if you don't put them in the refrigerator. So like nasty.
Yeah,
It's like nasty. But
maybe she was drinking and
and
had
then maybe.
forgot.
But then he's like, yeah, but then when you leave, like throw them out. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that it's still his fault more. So then he's like, oh, dog murder. And she's like, don't talk to me. And she just is like,
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to keep how the show is going to keep doing scenes with them together because this is just going to get worse and worse.
It's good for us to watch, but
and
then
it's really not a great show without them.
But then everyone is sitting there and everyone's biting their lip. Like usually when people get in fights, like Lala will be like with the fingers pointing like, oh, let me chime in and blah, blah, blah to earn my paycheck. Nobody wants to touch this fight with a 10-foot pole because.
Yeah, but Brock's being pretty cool about it. He's like not team anybody, but he's like, you're like beating him up and he left.
Oh, I think he's a shit stirrer. He's taken
he's like
Sheena's spot.
Ariana. What do you want him to do? He left. I mean, what are you complaining about? You won.
Yeah. Well, but then so she's finally saying, like, she goes, you did this, your carelessness, and you like wrecked the home.
You ruined my dreams for
my dream
kid's
home.
house.
Yeah. But and then he's like, your children. Like, she doesn't mean human children. I think she meant like the animals. Because she doesn't want to, like, she said she didn't want to like uproot the animals. And we all have to remember he was cheating with Raquel while she was like putting Charlotte to sleep. That's terrible.
Well, she even said they were gone like months without having sex, so that would be tough.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Like he doesn't like, I guess, remember that. Like he was doing this while she was putting her dog to sleep. And then the first time him and Raquel ever hooked up, she was at her grandmother's funeral in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been famous, but it seems like a lot of those famous people feel like they get their like they can do whatever they want and they're untouchable.
Yeah, but not to bring it back
like a
to
narcissist almost.
Yeah, well, that's what she says. She says like
he probably thought he could do it and get away with it.
Yeah, you're a narcissist, and then she's like,
little Pete Diddy.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then he's like, have your lawyer respond to my email. Ugh. And then she's like, he is going to do a well thought out email. Like he just sent her a letter of intent. She needed to go through, because then we see her later going through the house with the furniture that was expensive. Like she's like, I guess Tom thinks I'm just going to leave this house with the money he gives me, whatever he thinks it's worth, and then leave all the furniture that was expensive.
Yeah, I think Tom was saying he's dragging it out because Tom's lawyer sent Ariana and her lawyer a nice email, and it took 2 months.
Yeah, but you know why?
Hold on.
Bitch is busy.
Hold on for a second. This is a good line. She said, he's like, tell your lawyer to get back to me. It's been 2 months. And she's like, he's going to do a well thought out email. And Tom was like, well, for 2 months, it better be well thought out.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was a good line.
But then she gets pissed and she's like, get the F away from me. Get the F away from me. Get the F away from me. And then she's like, and then Tom and Katie, this is what you're going to talk about. Tom and Katie are outside.
Well, I was going to talk about the Brock comment.
Oh, well. Oh, about the fight?
Nah, because remember when Tom and Brock were talking about like Tom and Katie going to like find sex, and Brock was like, she's having a lot of sex, just not with you.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, that was back at the house. That was good.
Best line
I was trying to remember the other day, like, what did we laugh that he said? And it was that. Yeah, that was funny. But so Tom and Katie are outside, and she's like, I don't even know why I came out here. And we were both like, yeah, you came out there because the producer sent you out there. And their conversation was about Max.
Well, that's what Jax is good at. He's like good at like just making sure there's drama in the show so everybody watches.
Do you miss Jax on Vanderpump?
Definitely.
What do you think he'd be doing right now on Vanderpump? Because he was still hating on Tom. Because he came in for that dinner, remember, a couple episodes ago?
Tom apologized to him, so now Jax will probably be lighting up on Tom.
Now they're singing like karaoke at his bar.
It's not even his bar, you said, right?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to
Yeah.
the Valley recap.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like interesting when Katie was telling Tom though, I kind of said, screw it. I'm going to go against the rules because you did. And you have to remember, Tom Schwartz cheated on Katie when they were dating and actually
But sex or
once or
just,
twice
I
while they
thought it
were
was just
married.
like hookup kisses
It
and
doesn't
shit.
matter. That's terrible.
I
She
think it
was
matters.
faithful the whole entire time. Oh, so you're going to go just kiss
Um,
someone and say it's not cheating?
no, I'm just saying it's not as bad.
I mean, not as bad, but I think she's like, you know what? I've dealt with you for 12 years. I'm done like worrying about it because you don't worry about it for me.
But
So kind of power to
it was
Katie.
funny when Katie like went out there and he was out there alone.
I
I
know.
was like, Erica, that's the producer like pushing her
No,
out.
for sure. She's like, why am I out here?
Let's get a dramatic
And
duo.
then I noticed he had poured himself a glass of water. And then all of a sudden, like in the next like minute, it was wine. And I'm like, is Schwartz Jesus? He just turned water into wine.
Well, I'm sure there's
I know, but like
cutaways.
that's what they think we never notice. I love to notice those things. Or like when Sheena later in the episode was talking to Brock, she had makeup on, and then the next scene she didn't, and then she did, and then she didn't. And I'm like, do they think I don't notice this stuff? Because I'm noticing it. Like, I love to watch those things. Or like they'll be out to eat, and it's like they get their drinks. And then they get their dinner. And then the next scene, it's like they just have their drinks and the dinner has
Right.
disappeared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do they think we don't
It
notice
seems
this?
like we're talking about Peacock. Like, why didn't they put that scene in there? I think the producers have so much content that they have to put
so
in
much.
such a small time frame. They got to pick and choose.
So much. Like, and there's things like just events period we never see. And how upsetting would it be to you? Like, not to derail, but like Melissa Gorga, when they had her daughter's Sweet 16, they didn't even air it on Jersey. And you know what? She told all the vendors, like, oh, it's going to be on TV. So, like, they give you stuff for free or like a heavy discount. You think they asked for money because it'd be like, bitch, it didn't make it to the TV show?
So, what do you think? Peacock is buying like stuff from Bravo?
No, well, Peacock is like heavily just like NBC stuff. I think it's Peacock is owned by
Bravo,
NBC.
Oh,
NBC owns Bravo.
So
I
why does
think
Peacock
it's just
have the extended version?
well, I guess because there's no time limit. See, whereas like aired TV on Bravo, like it's like a time limit. Like it can only be an hour.
But how does Peacock have it? Do they have interest in the show?
NBC owns Peacock, I think.
Okay.
And NBC owns Bravo.
I didn't know that.
I think. Don't quote me. Allegedly.
We gotta go.
I know. So Tom ultimately ends up leaving the house. He takes like his handbag with him because I feel like he is a women's person.
Left the side entrance.
Yeah. So
the emergency exit.
Yeah, the emergency exit. So and then I noticed Hippie, formerly known as Graham, was like chasing after him. And I feel like he's like, get the F out. Get out. I don't like you. I feel like Hippie, like dogs know. You have to remember, Tom was probably always going over to Raquel's apartment, and Hippie, when he was Graham, was hanging out with Tom. And now he's like, you're a demon. Get out of my house. I do wonder what goes through his little doggy brain seeing him. But so then the gang is just telling Ariana, like, we got to figure this out because like Sheena said.
I didn't like what she said. I'm calling the cops either.
I know. That was a little.
I'm Team Tom now.
Yeah, that was don't be Team Tom. Just the manicures alone on that man, I can never be Team Tom.
He's always showing his arms now too, since he's been working out.
I know he's
like
got that.
Like he always has like armless sweaters.
Oh my god, that's actually also gets me up in arms. I don't know what's worse though.
Like tank tops. His
delusional thought that later he said, oh, I thought when Ariana and I split, it'll be more amicable than Tom and Katie. I don't know what's more delusional, that or him always wearing women's clothing.
Yeah, and he was like, it's going to be amicable. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, on what planet did you think it'd be amicable?
Somebody for 9 years and cheat on him.
Like that.
With somebody in a group. Was she in a group then?
She was on the group, friend group, and the show. She was closest with Tom, Ariana, and Sheena. Yeah, obviously Tom. That's a good one.
And Schwartz got a little kissy in there too, I heard.
Yeah, but he was used as a pawn because you know what? They were hooking up then. Isn't that messed up? That's gross. But anyway, so Sheena said that she feels so bad that Ariana is still this angry. And she's like, I'm worried about her because Ariana has said before that she struggles with like mental health issues. So obviously this is not good for your mental health to be captive in this house with him. And Sheena's like, I just like don't want to tell her like, you're doing great. Like maybe we should move you out of the house because like she doesn't want her to like jump down her throat. But then Lala said, okay, if Anne is no longer going to be his assistant, like who's going to mediate between the two of you? And she's like, well, I don't know. And then she kind of like mentions the lawyer. And then Lala's like, I think your lawyer has better things to do than like decide who wants to be in the kitchen.
Especially if you can't email back in for 2 months.
Well, and you'd have to pay a lawyer a lot more an hour than a little assistant that's helping around the house. But I'm sure that got on Anne's nerves. Like, it's like in the job description, did it say like you have to mediate between me and my ex-girlfriend who like resides upstairs in our master bedroom? Like, that's a weird
It
assignment.
kind of seems like ever since the whole Tom and Ariana thing, it seems like her career blossomed and his went down a little bit.
But
she's winning.
Yeah.
I don't know why I know why she's bitter, but
yeah.
All right, let's go.
But I will say, I said to you, I turned to you.
Saying we got to move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the only thing I don't like is like Lala's like, oh, I moved out overnight. Yeah, bitch, because it wasn't your house. But I will say, if Ariana did move out, it's not like she all of a sudden wouldn't own the home anymore. But why should she have to pay rent? It could be $5,000 a month in Los Angeles.
Yeah, there's weird like laws, like when the first one to leave like loses something. I don't know.
Right, and she probably would almost forego any say on what happens in the house.
I'm sure the lawyer was probably saying, "Don't leave."
Yeah, as long as you could stay there. Like, and he's not threatening to her, like, he's not an endangerment to her. It's not like he's going to pull a gun on her and like kill her. He's harmless. I feel like Ariana could beat him up. He wouldn't want to ruin his nail polish, his manicure. Beat her up.
Tom would be like, "You left 9/10 of the law. I got it."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, oh, bro,
I just don't like his blue
ombre nail polish. I know.
Polish it kind of skews me out.
His nails look better than mine.
But I think
honestly.
it's a little different over there.
He's a little feminine.
California's just different.
Yeah. And like, no offense to anyone that likes that look, but like he's an attractive man, but when he wears like women's sweaters and pantsuits, it's a no.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like he stole Summer Moon's necklace. Like, what's with that Taylor Swift beaded necklace?
And if you have some good money out there, I'm not to bring the Pizza Hut up again, but there's probably some really good pizza out there. If you're going to spend $150, get some good pizza.
Mike and I were very, very turned off by the Pizza Hut.
A little stunned.
We wouldn't be able to be on Vanderpump Rules just because of the food choice of the Pizza Hut. Do you know where we would belong? Jersey Shore, with Mike the Situation always ordering the foods.
Fatter.
He always knows how to order the food. And he's like, you know what? MTV's picking up this bill. I'm going to have one of everything.
I'm surprised he had to pay for that.
James, I know.
You don't think he can give them a receipt and just get a check?
Yeah, or if anything, like even if he did pay for it, he could write it off. It's a business dinner.
Yeah.
I was a little shocked though that he said he bought it, but maybe that was, and again, that was on the uncensored like Peacock version. So
Mike definitely wouldn't be ordering the way he does if he was paying.
No, definitely not. No, I know. And you know what? I think he's like, you know what? I'm sober. I need to order all the food.
That's his fun.
I want to taste everything. And I would too if I wasn't paying for it. I wish someone would pick up our bill tonight so we could taste everything. But they are going to have another terrible. Oh, before we talk about the beach scene, Ariana has the designer that did all the custom furniture. And because if we remember when they bought the house, they were sitting on like beanbag chairs and foldable chairs, and Stassi made fun of them. And they were like, oh, it's because we're getting like a lot of custom furniture. So it takes a long time and we have to wait. Well, now when something like this happens, that really sucks. But we come to find out Ariana bought a lot of the furniture. So.
And she has receipts. That's good.
Yeah, she has the receipts. And that's what I mean. Like, I think Tom, like, I know he has a lawyer, but he's probably like, oh, email her right now. But it's like, whereas her lawyer is like, okay, I need you to do this, this, and this. It's called discovery. And then we will email his team back.
And they never got married, right?
No. But I want to know, I guess, they were like maybe shy of what it is for common law
Yeah, I don't
marriage.
know what common law is out there. 7 or 10 years, right?
They were together for 9
So they
now.
might be common law.
No, they weren't because I think that'd be a whole nother issue. I
So
wonder.
so it was 10 years out there.
I don't know. I don't even know if there is common law in LA. I'd love to know if anyone wants to write in the comments if there is,
Yeah, please
because
let us know. Google it.
yeah, because that would be interesting because a lot of people like Gene Simmons, he was with his now wife because they did get married, but for like 20 years before they got married. So it's like you can't kick people like that out on the street and not pay them like an alimony.
Tweed, right?
Yeah, Shannon Tweed. Yeah.
Shannon Tweed.
So like an ex Playboy model, but they were together forever before they got married because that was very important to her to get married. And they had 2 children. She's probably like, listen, bitch.
Yeah, if anybody wants to see the documentary on Gene Simmons, it's awesome.
Yeah, that is good.
He came over here broke, and now he's worth 400 and some million.
Yeah, we do love some 80s rock. We love Kiss. Mike has never seen Kiss. I've seen Kiss twice, so I got to bring him to a Kiss concert.
And I don't think he does drugs or alcohol, right?
No.
No alcohol either, right?
No. I hope Tom Sandoval doesn't sing any Kiss songs in his cover band because it would ruin it for me.
I would still go see him.
Tom Sandoval?
Yep.
I wonder if it's still buy one, get one free. It was for a while.
I would go.
I wouldn't. Watching his videos, it was so
If
bad.
he came to Philly, I would still go.
Oh, it was so bad. But anyway, so she walks around. She basically owns a lot of the furniture. So I'm wondering if she did buy a house. So I'm wondering if she did take the furniture or if like he wanted to buy the furniture from her. I don't know how you would put a price tag on that though, because it's used.
I think what I got out of him saying he sent her an offer, I think it was included.
No, it wasn't.
The furniture wasn't included.
Because that's why she said, what does Tom think I'm going to do? Just skip out of the house and forget about all this expensive
but
furniture?
I think he said, I'll give you this number just for you to walk away. And she said no.
No. And also it's like, was the house appraised? Like no one cares what you think it's worth, Tom. And then yes, the furniture. I mean, it's hard though. It's like, oh, this couch that everyone has sat on for years and probably spilled shit on, and the dog is like vomited and diarrhea on, he said later in the after show. Yeah. Like, how much is it worth? That is awkward when it's used furniture.
Well, she's doing real good because she bought that house without getting his money, right?
Yeah.
So 1.7, she probably needed $350 in cash, 20%. So she's doing good.
Yeah. But good for her. She deserves it. And I'm glad she got to get out, leave. Glad. And just random, Ben from Buying Beverly Hills, the show with Maurizio, sold her the house. We just finished watching that. We love that show.
I think he's a little douchey because every time he's like, I'm not a realtor, I'm a super realtor.
But he said a lot of people find him from YouTube for his video content. So it's like, you know what? Out there, you got to be kind of vain. I'm sorry. You got to sell yourself because everyone out there is trying to do the same damn thing. Everyone's trying to be, I feel like nowadays, a real estate agent out there, but everyone's trying to be a star. They want to be on reality TV. They want to be an actor. They want to do something. So it's like, you need to promote yourself to show people I'm better than somebody else. Pick me. Pick me. So this is what leads us, though, to the next spicy
And I'm on Team
fight.
Maurizio, not Team Kyle.
Oh yeah. After watching Beverly Hills, we should do another chit chat about that because we are a little Team Mo now, unless he like fully cheated.
We're gonna go to 80% Bravo and 20% everything else.
I like that. But so we get the gang to the beach, and if we recall last season, remember the beach day went awry. Also, remember that's when everyone was like fighting, and Schwartz and Lala yelled at each other, and he's like, "Your big fake lips" and all that. So it's just like this gang going to the beach is just like a shitstorm. But so they go, and Tom is not there yet, but Ariana is there, and they're like, is Tom coming? And she's like, his like weird crochet like knit sweater thing was in the dryer. So
she knew what he was going to wear.
Yeah, that's the code for it's a beach day. And then they show him walking onto the beach with the women's crochet sweater. I think he thinks he's Harry Styles though. That's my thought, because Harry Styles wears stuff like that. But it's like, Tom, we've all heard your voice karaokeing, and in your cover band, it's terrible. That's why I wouldn't see him. Not only because I wouldn't want to give him money to support him, I don't want to hear that.
I'm Team Sandoval.
Well, you'll be going to that solo. And good luck finding a friend to go to that trash
My
with you.
sister Renee, if she's listening, she'll go.
No, she will not.
Yeah, she will.
She's like,
She loves me.
maybe. We know Mike's brother Anthony, he's a musician. He certainly would not go to that. He'd be like, "Oh, Mike, they're so bad." Shout out, actually, he's in an amazing band called LeCompte. You can find their new single under LeCompte on Spotify.
Yep.
So,
Shout out to Mike LeCompte.
yes, he's been around for a long time. Way better than Tom Sandoval. So everyone
Way
give him a
better.
listen. He was this close to making it, was on Headbangers Ball with the music video with Pamela Anderson in it. So Mike's brother is the
We just
guitarist.
saw them Friday night at Tom and Jerry's. Shout out to Tom and Jerry's.
Yeah, he is the guitarist in the band, and they're great. They'll be down the shore all summer in Wildwood. If anyone is listening is a Wildwood goer, but
Wildwood, Seattle.
they are much better than Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras.
Mhm.
So get your 80s rock out with them. And some other, like, I feel like they do everything though. It's rock though, but amazing musicians and amazing music. But so we have the gang on the beach. Tom arrives in the ugly knit sweater, and James awkwardly draws a line in the sand, and he's like, "This is Tom's side, and this is Ariana's
Twice.
side." Yeah.
I think there was twice drawn.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, Brock, always stirring the pot. I think Sheena is like, "Listen, you're going to get a paycheck from Bravo. You need to step it up and you need to do this to earn that paycheck." And he's stirring that damn pot because he brings up Raquel, which is, in my opinion, I get it. They are doing a show, but I thought that was a little disrespectful. Like, they were talking about, I don't remember what they were talking about, but he's like, "Oh, is that what it was with like Raquel?" And Tom even was like, "Dude, do you really have to say that?" And Ariana said, "Can you have that conversation like away from me? Because it's really gross." And that is kind of disrespectful and gross. So then we get Tom and Ariana kind of communicating.
Right.
So they're talking about the pets again. And then James is like, "So do you guys like, are you going to share the pets? Or like, are you considered like both pet owners?" And Ariana's like, "They're my pets." And Tom is like, "Really?"
I paid the adoption fee.
Yeah, she's like, "I pay the adoption fees." But this brings us to what we always joke about: who bought our dog Frankie?
Me.
Yeah. So would you be taking Frankie?
And Frankie is in the room right now staring at me because he probably has to go potty.
Oh, yeah. Frankie's here silently doing the podcast.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He is a golden doodle, just like Hippie, formerly known as Graham.
Mhm.
I always shout out the golden doodles. We're biased. We love the golden doodles. But this is awkward. Ariana's saying that the dog is just hers. So in the after show, Tom was like, "The cat is Ariana's because she had the cat before me." But he's like, fake tearing up. I can't take him seriously. He's like, "I helped picked out Maya's name, and I just like care for her too." And it's like, obviously you don't, because you're locking her in a room with chicken skewers, takeout, and not even knowing that she's in the room. So I don't know how good of a dog dad you are.
Well, no narcissist cares about dogs.
Yeah, and
Any
honestly,
animals. They care about themselves.
yeah,
first.
honestly, it's kind of like, just let her friggin' take the dog. Like, you
I
could,
think that's going to be a little problem though, because he probably is going to just fight her on that.
you think?
That'll come up.
You know who they're in court with or going to go to court with?
Who?
Good old Raquel has a lawsuit on both of them
What, for defamation?
for revenge porn for that video because he screen recorded it without her consent.
She probably has lawyers going to her saying, "Look, let's do this, this, and this.
Yeah. And then
I just want a third."
yeah, and then she was like, she was at the iHeart Music radio like awards this week, and she is like, "Yeah, for my mental health, I'm just doing a good job staying off social media." It's like, girl, for your mental health, you should not have your podcast, which every week you're just talking about these people, and you should not be having a lawsuit against Tom and Ariana. Let it go.
She's just a straight up hoe.
Yeah.
She's thirsty hoe.
I kind of dislike her more than Tom.
Oh, definitely.
Even though when Tom
I would never be. You're never going to hear me say I'm team
Raquel.
whatever.
Yeah, we can't call her Rachel. Raquel.
Whatever her name.
Her birth name is Rachel, but we're referring to her as Raquel just because she wants to be referred to as Rachel. I don't like, she's like pointing fingers at everyone. She's like saying, Ariana's friend Logan knew he should have stopped it. It's like, First of all, he didn't know, and
Right.
second of all, what are you gonna say? "Oh, the pizza delivery guy saw me at the house, he should have stopped me too?"
Yeah.
Delivering Pizza
Well,
Hut.
you made a comment about Brock being a pot stirrer. I
Yeah.
think that I learned in the first 10 minutes watching any reality TV that if you don't stir the pot, you're not going to be on.
And that's why I think
So he wants
Sheena,
that
yeah.
paycheck.
Oh, yeah, and Sheena's like, so Brock and Allie are paid cast members, so she's probably like, "Brock, you have to earn a paycheck or else they won't pay you."
And I could see Brock and anybody like night before, being like, "Yo, man, let's do this, this, and this,"
Yeah.
and then they do it.
Yeah.
So they don't like get in a fist fight. It's already like scripted.
Yeah, but see, that's when we don't like it because it's scripted, but
I think it's all scripted.
the one thing I think it's all real because obviously, like, Tom and Ariana broke up for real. But yes, in real life, would you be sitting on the beach with your ex? No, but they're filming a TV show, so they have to.
Yeah.
And the only thing is, so
Drama
Lala,
sells.
yeah, Lala shows up to the beach day and she's like, "What did I miss? What's going on?" And then Tom is walking away and Ariana's like, "This is like what's going to happen. Like, you guys don't understand." So this is where we have to like both give our opinions. So on one side, I understand what Ariana means. She's like, "Stop shoving him down my throat. It's 3 months
It,
past. I
get off the
understand."
show then.
No, wait, listen. She's like, "It's 3 months past. Stop shoving him down my throat." But on the other hand, I see the part where, like you said, Brock knows he has to play a part in the drama. So it's like he's bringing up these awkward conversations because he kind of has to. Not to be mean to Ariana. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody has to stir the pot and keep the world going round.
Well, you need viewers.
Yeah. It's like Lisa Rinna. People used to get mad at her on Beverly Hills, but she was a good pot
Yeah,
stirrer.
but nobody wants to watch boring TV.
Right.
Like you tune in because you want to see drama and fights.
Yeah. The one thing I will say though is they're both willing to show up to these group events. Maybe sometimes people shouldn't that was very disrespectful. He brought up Raquel.
I think that's why he does it.
I
He doesn't want
know.
it. He wants to be on the season.
But he does
He
have
wants
to
to be on
understand that's
next
why she's
season.
upset because it's rude.
So what?
But that's why I don't like when like Lala's like, "Oh, well, she needs to be quiet." It's like, okay, well, Randall's gonna come to the next beach day, bitch. She doesn't even talk to Randall on the phone, and they have a child. They use some app. She won't even use his name. She says the person we will not speak
The
of.
dog murderer.
Yeah. No, no, no. I'm talking about Lala.
Oh, Lala.
Yeah. And let's put it back to Randall cheated on Lala with strangers,
Yeah,
not
I
a
heard he was
friend.
broke. Is that true or not?
Probably. I would love to know what's going on with their thing. But then he had a whole casting couch thing. Remember we watched the Hulu special on him?
The only reason I bring that up is because we were talking about Jax, and I think Jax lent him money,
Yeah.
got it back, lent him again, and then he never got it back.
Right.
Is that the way it went down?
Yeah. Jax had given Randall money for like a movie.
For that movie, yeah.
Yeah. And then he gave him his
back
money
with
back
interest.
with interest,
Yeah.
which is what you do.
That's why he did it again.
Yeah, and then he did it again, and then he's like, "Oh, COVID happened," and Jax was like, "No problem, just give me my money back, and then I'll give it to you another time." And Randall was like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's
spent
gone.
it's
Yeah.
gone. Money by Monday, Randall. 50 cent.
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, he owes 50 cent money. I would like to know if he's still money by Monday, if he paid
remember
him.
she wore that shirt, I think, didn't she?
Yeah,
Money by Monday.
I wouldn't poke 50 cent. He's like would be scary. I mean, he got shot 9 times.
I wonder if Randall went to 50 Cent looking for money.
Well, I think they were kind of like friendly. He was like friendly with a lot of people. He was like, and
He
I mean,
produced a lot of stuff, didn't he?
yeah, and that's why it's going to be shallow of me to say, but Lala was shallow and only met him for that money.
What was that one movie you told me he produced? Like a pretty big one.
Oh, The Irishman.
Irishman.
He was with it. Yeah. But yeah, he's done a lot of stuff
Man,
with
that
Martin
movie was
Scorsese.
terrible.
Yeah, it was too long.
God, that was terrible.
I know. And we like Martin Scorsese.
Joe Pesci was pretty good, but
they're too old too to do those
De
roles.
Niro stunk.
They're too old. Like they're like trying to fight people and they're like 80. But yeah, the thing I
was pretty good.
The thing I don't like, I feel like this season is Lala is losing me as being a girl's girl when
See, I like it.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like she wants to tell you how to handle a situation, but you can never tell her how to handle a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like She never liked Sandoval. Now all of a sudden you're gonna be a Sandoval stan? That's weird.
Did you say she was pregnant?
Yes, she's pregnant again through IUI, so no baby
So she
daddy.
doesn't know the dad.
No.
She just
It's
got.
just a sperm
She
donor.
knows the genes or whatever.
Yeah, just a sperm donor. Never even saw a picture of him either.
Hmm.
Very interesting. But we're going to take a quick little break and then we will recap The Valley. To all my listeners out there, it's not just the Bravo celebrities that want to look beautiful. We do too. Head on over to Studio One Salon for the most amazing extensions, cut, color, or even just a nice shampoo and blowout for when you go out with all your friends to talk about all the latest Bravo tea. Use my code BRAVOT with a stay-at-home mom to enjoy 10% off. And we're back. We refreshed our drinks to recap The Valley.
Cheers. Love
Cheers. Love you. So we just see an appearance by good old Sherry. Came up from Kentucky to help her daughter Brittany with a little cruise running around. And I sense so Jax and Brittany aren't separated yet, but when I saw his like face, he was so bothered that Cruz was being bad. I'm like, ooh, fatherhood is hitting him hard and married life. Because
Definitely.
I think him, Tom, and Tom are like single forever. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you told me he left her because she was fat or something.
They haven't had sex. So I watch What Happens Live. I think you pooped out on me. You didn't watch. Brittany was on, but I'm like, I have to watch. Andy asked like about their stance in their marriage. She said that they haven't had sex since like right before the baby. He's like 3. He's like the same age as our youngest. Could you imagine
That's
that?
mind blowing.
Well, and it's like,
And they're doing a show together.
yeah, but also
that's crazy.
it's like if you're not having sex with your wife for almost 3 years, who are you having sex with? That's a long ass time. I get it if like even the doctor says like, okay, it's been like X amount of time you can have sex. I get if like you're like, no, I'm still not ready. Get that. But 3 years?
Maybe more.
And then we find out Jesse
I didn't know that.
and Michelle when they were in that couples therapy, which I think they're already like separated, but they had to do like the show because it was so uncomfortable and you could tell they're just lost, like
That
sitting
was
there with
hard
that
to
therapist.
watch.
That was
I was
sad.
like, I even told you, I said, I don't know the present time stuff with them. I said they're done. And you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. They're separated.
They're toast.
Yeah. They said that they like haven't had sex in a long time. And
I'm not saying sex is everything, but it's pretty important.
yeah, I mean, well, and that's for someone like Jesse and Jax, they kind of like need to have sex. So it's like if they're not having sex with them, are they having sex with somebody else? Is my question. And we know Jax is a chronic cheater. I really thought he turned the corner and like became, you know, like a good husband, good dad, but I really think it's like his brain goes crazy when he's on reality TV. He's like crazy Kristen.
Yeah.
Like Kristen Doty goes crazy on TV. Like we love it, we love to watch it, but not good for the home and personal life.
And you said they dated like years ago, right?
No, they had sex.
They never dated?
No.
Really?
So he cheated
I
on
remember he
Stassi
said-
with
Because I
Kristen.
remember he said she was really good at sex on the show.
They cheated while watching Drive. She was with Tom Sandoval at the time and he was with Stassi.
I knew that, yeah.
And that's when Stassi did the backhanded bitch slap to Kristen.
Right.
Oh,
I remember that.
We can't get those times back. Golden TV.
Because I think Jax and Kristen probably would be a good couple.
No, I think they're too crazy. They would like stab each other and burn the house
I'm talking
down.
about for TV.
Oh,
good
God.
couple for TV.
No. I feel like they're like...
She looks like she gained some weight, so Jax is probably done with her.
I know. It's like, not to like body shame anyone, but it's interesting. We always like saw Kristen. She was like too skinny, like unhealthy skinny, but interesting, like her body. And like, I think she's gotten stuff done to her face. And then poor Brittany, I mean, I don't know who's styling her. Again, not to body shame, but her clothes aren't right with her. Like she's a very pretty girl and she's so sweet. But also those big titties, those big titties that were too big to begin with that she got, are now not working with her and they're too big.
In that one scene, I thought one was popping out.
Oh my God, I know. No, in the bustier dress that they like have her in the confessional, I'm like, oh my God. The titties are
The
like,
right one was coming out.
I know. We're seeing areola. But Kristen,
She probably has a pancake.
oh my God. Kristen is moving into a new, bigger apartment. How do you feel about her boyfriend, Luke?
Yeah,
He's like duddy.
yeah. I'm not a fan.
She also has like no pattern. Like every
But I didn't know he
boyfriend.
was going to stand up though to that guy.
Oh, I
That
know.
was
I was
pretty
like,
cool.
I was like having my doubts about Luke. I was like, oh, he's too quiet for Kristen. He's definitely too lame for Bravo. But yes, later at that Capri dinner, did you want to strangle him every time he was like, we go to Capri every summer? I'm like,
Definitely.
do you know who he sounded like? Moira from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Back for the
Yeah.
mom. David. If anyone has not watched that show,
You have to
hilarious.
stop spending so much money. We're not that bad
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's Eugene Levy and his son. And then the mom from Home Alone. And then they have like a daughter. And
Shout out to Schitt's Creek.
yeah, they're so rich. And then they get busted and have to move out of their house. And they move to this town called Schitt's Creek. And they live in like a motel. And it's hilarious. Hilarious.
It's very good.
Very funny. But I feel like he was sounding like the mom when he was like, Capri. And the wife, this is another example of like the wife is so irritated. He's like, we're having this sophisticated party. It's sophisticated. And she's like, stop saying sophisticated and stop saying Capri. And I'm just going to kill you. And we don't even have sex anymore. And I'm tired of you.
That's one of those like rainy day weekends where you can just like watch a lot of them.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Valley now. I'm not
Oh,
talking
wow.
about Schitt's Creek. No, I'm talking about Jesse and Michelle, the unhappy couple.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, he's so bougie and he's so annoying. Like he is Spencer Pratt meets Jax Taylor.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he's been friends with Jax for a long time. He reminds me of a douchey-esque Jax, but Jax isn't fancy because then they go in the next scene and he's like, oh, Brittany, the only Capri I know is a Capri Sun. And she's like, oh, Jax, you're so funny.
See, I'm a man, so I it takes me more episodes than Erica to learn everybody's names and stuff.
No, sometimes I'm forgetting people's names. Oh, you know
Obviously,
who
I know Jax because I'm a Jax fan from
and Kristen.
VPR and Kristen, but everybody else, I need to watch it a little bit more.
And Janet
but
and
the one guy that was screaming at the table were Kristen's
Jesse.
boyfriend.
Oh, Kristen's boyfriend, Luke.
Yeah, no, the other guy.
Oh, Jesse.
He was
he's married to Michelle.
Shut the F up.
Oh, I know.
Everybody.
He's like, let me talk. Up. This is my Capri dinner. In an $18.5 million house that I'm the listing agent on, and none of us can afford this house, but we're going to have the dinner here. I love the gay friend Zach, though. I think he has a toupee, though. The hair is weird.
I probably wouldn't make it past one episode because I would probably fist fight.
Oh my God.
The first episode get kicked off.
No, but I feel like
got in a fight at Tom and Jerry's Friday night. The guy was like, just whispered, get the F out of here.
Yeah, no, that was funny. Yeah, I could have filmed it for Bravo.
Yeah.
Submitted content. But they get to the dinner and this whole like scandal that he said, she said, whisper down the lane of Michelle's like character being questioned, saying that, or no, I'm sorry. Janet's or Michelle's. Oh yeah, Michelle's. I'm sorry. I know. See, I'm getting everyone's name confused. Saying that Michelle is a Republican, so she must be racist.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that.
So that was Kristen. Like, I feel like hearing a conversation, and then as crazy Kristen that we know her, good old crazy Kristen, putting like pieces together and then forming her own thought of the conversation. And she's like, this is what was said. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, it wasn't. But I love like when they called Zach at that lunch with her and Brittany, and he was like, Kristen, you're the bus driver. Cause she's like, don't throw me under the bus, Zach. And he's like, you're the bus driver running over all the bodies.
That was pretty good.
He's funny. But then Brittany's like, oh honey, we'll call you back later. Love you. Bye. But at the Capri dinner, they're like talking about it because they're all together. And Janet's like the pregnant one. And she's like, how dare you like say that I said Michelle is racist from like a conversation we were having. So like I don't know if all those words were actually said, but I think they were having like a conversation and then Kristen, like I said, took notes from it and chalked it up to her own dramatic brain.
Yeah. I know
But
California is different, but I take offense at that because not every Republican is a racist.
yeah, and I don't think that Michelle is racist because then the ironic part is Jesse was saying that she's part like Lebanese and part Spanish. Don't quote me, but she's two mixes of something. And then he said her father was like escaped like Iranian like terrorism and was like held hostage. So it's like of all people on the show to call racist, I don't think it's her. So that was very offensive. And
Maybe she doesn't like Joe Biden. Doesn't
then
doesn't make her a racist.
then at the very end though, Jesse was like he showed up to play the game of reality TV, especially Bravo. He said, "Kristen, weren't you thrown off of Vanderpump for being racist?" Woo! I was like, "Shut it down."
130.
But it was like the elephant in the room. She never said, "Hi, I'm back on TV and this is why I was kicked off." We all knew like what happened a couple years ago with her and Stassi doing that um stuff with Faith, who Faith had sex with Jax while him and Brittany were together and that was the rotten hell.
So what did she say to her? That was racist.
So I guess like a woman of color had like done a robbery and Stassi and Kristen called the cops and said, "Oh, it was Faith." I don't really know why.
I don't remember that.
It was the whole thing was a little strange. I don't know if they called because they were mad at her because she slept with Jax or if they really thought it was her or they wanted to just be mean. I don't know. It was pretty crazy. But obviously they both got fired. They got canceled
I
as
don't think
well.
that really makes you racist, but
It was crazy. So they got canceled. And then now Kristen is back on TV, but obviously Jesse, talked about the elephant in the room. But yeah, when Luke stood up at the table, I was like, all right, Luke, you came to play too. Like maybe you are meant for reality TV and Crazy Kristen. Cause he's like, you stop talking to her like that. And I was like, oh shit.
that's why I'm saying I probably wouldn't have lasted.
I know.
I wouldn't have just got up. I would have walked over.
Well, I know. But
Fist,
see, that's what I mean. It's like,
fisticle.
is it a little
Yeah,
scripted?
it's scripted. That's what I'm saying.
So, do you know what's so funny? We'll close it out on this note. So, Jax, I bet Bravo's mad at him. So, he was at his bar and he was having a watch party of the Valley like on Tuesday. And he is on the microphone saying, seasons 1 through 6 on Vanderpump were organic, but now it's just fake and it's scripted. He's like, I would know. I was on it and I was just on it. This season, it's all fake. And I was like,
He said that scene in VPR was scripted.
yeah. He's like, oh, it's all fake and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shit. But like, you're still
I
on
could tell
Bravo.
it was because he said what he had to say. They didn't fight, and then now they're good.
Yeah. I think he was like still mad at Tom though. And he hadn't seen Tom.
Definitely, but it was scripted.
But I don't
I'm
really
going to say this. You're going to say that, and you're just going to put your tail between your legs and say, "I'm
that is
sorry,
true.
brother."
I think he's scared of Jax too. But
I don't know about that.
I forgot. Wait, I have to backtrack for a second because we had opinions on this. Jax is at his bar before it opens in this episode, and they're like doing some hiring, but he says he has 3 partners and he has not put any money in.
So they just used his name to get in the bar. He probably gets a piece.
Yeah, and so it's connected to it's called Rocco's Studio City, which already was like an established
What
place
town?
in Studio City in LA. So it's like already an established place, and then Jax's Studio City is like connected to it. So he's talking about fake. I think this whole little thing is fake, like interviewing employees, because it's like if you don't have any money invested, I don't care if you like the employee or not.
Yeah.
Like you're just here for
maybe
clout.
maybe they're just having like him getting a piece for the exposure from the show.
Oh, of course it's smart. I would do it,
I
wouldn't
think
you?
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like he's acting like it's his restaurant. Like now, but it's like you just actually openly admittedly told us you put no money in and have 3 partners. But to me, a partner puts money in.
Yeah.
So how are you a
No.
partner?
You could be a partner with like sweat equity or fame equity. There's a
Really?
lot of different equities.
Yeah, I mean, I bet they do tell him like, "Look, have a watch party here on Tuesday. You have to host it. You have to show up
So they probably have like an agreement saying, look, we're going to give you 10% of this, but you got to do this, this, and this. And if you don't do it, you're going to lose your
and
10%.
post."
So he
Yeah.
has to work. He has to do this
He
and
has
that.
posts on his social media. Yeah. They had the Valley premiere party there.
And I would do it.
Yeah, I would do it.
I think a lot of people were paying Trump for like golf courses just to have his name on it. And he wasn't even putting any money on.
I mean, that's smart.
Yeah, if you have name recognition, smart.
Anyone that wants to send me anything of brands, I will rep it. Even if it's hemorrhoid cream, I'll do it.
I can't believe you're talking about your hemorrhoid.
But I love the Valley. I was a little skeptical. I do like it because I did miss Jax on our screens because he's crazy. Miss crazy Kristen. I like the newbies. Oh, I didn't even talk about Danny and Nia. They're so damn
All right, well,
cute.
my question is the reason that he left VPR is because he went to Lisa.
He was fired.
Yeah, well, left fired because he went to Lisa and was like, you know, he got his head was too big.
Yeah, remember when he was like, "This is my show.
I don't need you.
Yeah.
My show."
Yeah. She's like, "Excuse me, bitch." And him and Brittany were making homophobic tweets, which is stupid.
So does Lisa get a piece of VPR?
You mean the Valley?
No.
VPR? Oh yeah, it's called Vanderpump Rules. And remember, it originated. They all worked at her restaurant.
So who's making?
But now it's like no one works there.
Who's making the most money? Like Andy and Lisa?
No, Andy is only an executive producer for Housewives.
That's it.
Yeah.
So Lisa owns the Valley too.
No, I don't know who's involved with the Valley.
No,
I was looking for Jax Taylor's
we need
name.
Comments.
Yeah, no, I was looking for Jax Taylor's name for executive producer because he like acts like he's an executive producer of the Valley.
So that's Bravo.
I am also. Do you think Lala and Sheena and Brock should move up to the Valley? Because they just bought houses in the Valley and they have kids.
I would split Tom and Ariana up.
Yeah, but they don't have kids and they don't. Well, technically Tom lives in the Valley, but he would be such a weirdo on the Valley.
So you have to have kids.
Well, because that's kind of like what it is about, like married life, kid life. So could you see Lala?
Jax probably won't be married too long.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we'll be making. Maybe
if
we'll
they
be
haven't
like
had sex in 3 years. They're toast.
Wait, maybe we'll do like Jax, Jesse, Tom, and Tom. We could call it 2 T's and 2 J's. The single men of Bravo. Oh my God, that would be good. Nobody steal my idea. Maybe I should email Bravo my idea.
Get $1,000 lawyer and trademark.
I know. Oh my gosh. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, it was great. I love you.
Love you.
We're going to get some steak at where?
Oh, 9 Prime in Westchester.
9 Prime in Westchester.
Yeah. Hope everyone is going to have a good week. This was so fun. And I'm loving Vanderpump in the Valley. They're both dramatic. I do love the fights, even though it's not for Tom and Ariana's well-being. It's for our entertainment, but I still love it. The reunion looks came out this week. I posted them on my Instagram. Ariana's body looked fire, but wasn't digging the outfit. But I'd like to know what you guys think.
If all you couples out there aren't having sex for 3 years, get her done.
Yeah, that's true. That's what we're gonna leave off on.
Get her done.
Don't leave your partner hanging because ultimately,
buy some cologne, buy some lingerie.
Right. Yeah. Buy them some oysters.
Buy your wife some flour. No, we never have sex when I buy oysters. That don't work.
Oh my gosh. As always, this was so fun, and you could find me on Instagram at Bravo T with the Stay at Home Mom, Spotify and Apple. Till next time, see ya.